Well, ladies and gents, welcome back to Yamba Bowling Club for the 25-26 State Over 40's Pairs Final. Lee Stinson doing his best impression of Santa Claus, ringing the bell to get us underway. Well done, Santa. And we're now live with round 3, about to get underway with the roll of the jack for the first end. We had a clash between second and third in the section. It's Paul Russell and Gavin Kelly of Soldiers Point. They've had one really good win. They're on plus 26. Jason Cheadle and Dean Aitken, Bargo. They've had one win, one loss, and are all square. Section leader, 2 wins with a plus 4. Scott Davis and Nathan Dawson, Charlestown. So Dorso needs to have a win over Craig and Jody Froon from Port City. Otherwise, he's in a bit of trouble. The winner of this game will almost certainly overtake him. Well, they will. Almost. Unless it's Jason Cheadle and they win by 1. We've sacked Jason Pinnock. We've brought in somebody who knows what they're talking about. Well, pretends to. Is Corey Daly, former state singles champion. Legend from up a little bit further down the coast than here, but certainly had a couple of games for the state too, Corey.
Couple of games, going back a few years now. Yeah, probably more infamous than famous around my neck of the woods these days. But yeah, feels like a whole galaxy away that state singles now. But yeah, still love being around it, and great to be up here, and great to give Jace a rest.
He's got a few little other things to do around the place. So
yeah, Jace obviously the coordinator here, and plenty to do, and from what I've seen today, he's got everything running tip-top.
Yep, well, a bit of work has gone into the preparation of this, so on both ends. Good competition, though.
Absolutely great to see an event of this calibre. I know it's been going for a few years now, but it looks like it's going from strength to strength. And, yeah, having it at a place like Yamba, yeah, couldn't really ask for a better location, that's for sure. And the weather, a little bit windy, but the weather, I guess, much of the state today is nice and warm. I dare say a few of the players might be heading to the beach later this afternoon.
Well, fortunately, it's not quite as severe as originally predicted. Very warm in other parts of the state, we know that. Oh, what have we just done? All right, that's... we've got that little issue come back again. I'll fix that pretty quick. We try to add the overlays, and it doesn't seem to like it.
Looks like Soldiers Point's got the initial advantage on the first crossover there. Paul Russell, very nice jack high bowl there on near the jack. And not necessarily the easiest bowl to land with that little bit of wind today, just making shots that would normally seem pretty straightforward, just a little bit trickier.
There we go, managed to get the scores on. Pretty well down here.
Yeah, great shot there from, I think that's Dean. Always nice to start a match with a front resting toucher.
Gavin Kelly, I think that would have been.
That's Gavin Kelly.
Soldiers
Sorry,
Point.
my point.
Yep.
That was Soldiers Point.
Dino's got the orange bowls. I saw a bit of that last Sunday.
Apologies to Gavin.
Soldiers Point, of course. Probably see both of these players. There's a chance we'll see both of those competing in the Platinum Pennant next year. And
they definitely have to be in the mix in the Soldiers Point squad. It looks like it's coming together pretty nicely.
Looking forward to that competition. It really promises to deliver again.
Yeah, it seems to be going from strength to strength. I know the calibre of players that were in it this year was outstanding. I'm very lucky to be part of it this year, and it was incredible. Just the camaraderie too, even from club to club, was really, really good to see. And Soldiers Point definitely will fit right in with that.
Well, Dino's just played a nice little chip.
There.
I think that's Jason Cheadle's bowls they've gone back to as well. So
6-shot swing there, 3 down to 3 up.
He did play a lot of weighted conversion shots against us last week, so hopefully he uses them all up because he'll play him again next Saturday morning.
Yeah, get them all out of the system. Hopefully he's got a finite number for you. His kit back.
Although there's a few people want me to get beat, said I'm available to work on state finals weekend. Too badly pointed here from Dean. I think he's just a little runny. Yeah,
just missed the free kick there from the look of it. I think that was the last bowl, I believe. Yep.
3.
So although they've both had a loss today, they've got a lot to play for here. The Charlestown combination in the section is undefeated, but that being said, at this level of competition, nothing's guaranteed. If the Port City team can upset them, then Cheadle and Aitken or Russell and Kelly can both leapfrog into top spot. The Soldiers Point team definitely can. Their shots for and against is quite outstanding, so a win would be good enough if Charlestown was to fall over. For the Bargo boys, they would need to possibly score a few extra shots with a victory for that to happen. They are a little bit behind for and against wise compared to Charlestown, but
and again, if they win by 4 and Charlestown lose, they've definitely got the section.
Yeah,
so
absolutely, there's only a few shots difference, so a win by any stretch could be enough, particularly if Charlestown fall down by a few.
So I'll run through the sections for you. Section 1 currently being led by our defending champions, Daniel Jessup and Craig Donaldson. They're 2 wins plus 4.
Another times.
And I think they've won both games on the last end.
I believe so, yeah.
They were definitely a shot behind against the second place team, Sean Parnas, Brent Norman. They're on 1 win plus 19. And Peter McDermott, Paul Crossan, who we saw in the live stream, they're on 1 win plus 10. Sam Curtis and Kirk Olivewell, 2 losses. But there's 2 teams riding them to pull out the stops and have an upset win over Pixie to open the door. Section 2, well, Damon Jeffrey, Paul Rowe, 2 wins plus 10 on our last live stream. They lead it over Sean Nelson, Cameron McClure from Carlingford. They've got 1 win plus 20. Alistair Connell, Peter Dive had 1 win. They're on minus 3. And the Greeter Workers pair, well, they're on 0 wins minus a few. Section 3, Carl Dempsey, Mark Hobel of Cabra Bowls. And they're equal with Craig Brown and Adam Favell of Wallerawang. 1 win and a draw. So Hobel's got a plus 12. Favell's got a plus 5. So that's a big chance. And, well, Darren Kedwell, Andrew Reese have had 2 draws. On the Brooms Head pair, they're yet to register a win. Edelong and Grandviews equal at the top. They both had a win and a draw. They're on 1 win plus 2 and 1 win plus 1, so very close.
And the draw would have been with each other, obviously.
And the Narandra pair trailing that on 1 win plus 3. And Gulgong, well, they've got 0 wins there, not going to make it. But a couple of results in the play there.
Definitely.
Section 5, Woonona, Steve Haynes, Johnny Hills. They're on 2 wins plus 17. Second place and third place, John Harris Smith Jr., Mark Wheatley, Gwendolyn, 1 win +2. And Hamilton North, Wayne Smith, Craig Thompson are on 1 win -10. Tarrant Point, Axe, well, he's on no wins -9, national pairs champion.
Wow.
So, tough section. Section 6, Cabra Bowls, Aaron Severs, Glen Perrin, 2 wins +20. 2 teams of the win each, -4, -6. Werris Creek, Daniel Crockett, Brendan Picton, and Daniel Bebar, Kevin Harris from Camden. Castle Hill, Darren Garton, Andrew Weaver, no wins yet. Of course, we've gone through Section 7, and the last section, Section 8, Mona Vale, Stuart McLeod, Adam Glue, 2 wins +17. Just ahead of Rowan, Dennis, Rick Lucy, 1 win +2. William Ridley and Todd Lamborn, Milton Aladullah, 1 win -7. And Dubbo, Parks Rail, Ben McNaughton and Andrew Daly, 0 wins.
Yeah, the Mona Vale pair looking very, very solid in their prelim game so far, leading that section.
Dean Aitken holding shot here again. So we'll keep an eye on the other scores as we go along as well. I'll bring them up on the bottom of the screen.
Tell you what, this isn't far away either if it runs. It could be.
There's plenty of room to draw. There's also plenty of room for holes, so you've probably got to... Well, he's going to play a little bit of aggression. It's only the wrong shot if you miss.
Little flick of the jack.
Big chance to make a few if he gets that jack across to the right of screen.
Doesn't look like he could get a little sneaky slider there, just goes under.
Problem with trying to play those sorts of shots on these greens is very easy to slide through a hole.
Absolutely. And a little bit of wind. The wind's definitely kicking up a bit, just so I can set the flags. Flicking around very quickly over there, and that would have been a nice tailwind up its backside, that bowl. Interesting to see how they cope going back into the wind now, coming the other way.
Jason did mention that he thought it would be challenging. Well, Jason Cheadle not wasting any time at all on the mat.
It doesn't look like about to start or either, just quietly.
Well, Jason's played Open Grade 1 pennants with a couple of clubs down the Illawarra way. Went up to Bargo with the little bit of personnel change they had there.
To the Bushrangers.
I think Jason might have also been in the Illawarra region side or the zone side back in the day. Maybe in consideration for the Nepean Highlanders, I'm not sure. Of course, those sides all due in early next week. Ready for the Inter-Region Sides Championship. First week of February, we get underway here at Yamba.
Well, I've had a few games on the greens then, if they are selected, so they'll certainly know what they're doing when they get here.
Oh, just didn't quite get around.
Finished in a useful spot though.
So if you are very keenly watching some of the scores here, you can jump onto the Bowls New South Wales Bowls Link pages. You can click on the over 40s pairs, click the live scores on your little menu, and we do have competitor scoring in action here. That's why the players are getting their phones out at the end of each end. They're not just checking their YouTube or Facebook account. He's grabbed hold of the jack right out in the open. almost every game's completed 2 ends now.
A bit of a different world these days. Now it's great to see the players embracing the scoring on the phones. I know myself, I'm a little bit technically challenged. I know I palmed off doing the scoring to anyone else in my team that I could find when I've been asked to do it. But I think once you get used to it, it certainly makes life a lot easier.
The other thing is it's really not that difficult an app to use.
No, it's pretty user-friendly when I have jumped on.
It may stall every now and then. You just flick off, come back in it, pick up where you left off.
It saves, I think, for me, the best part of it is it does save the potential for incorrect scores going in, because the players, it's got to be approved by both players. It's got to match up, otherwise it doesn't come through. So it saves something coming back 4 ends later going, oh, hang on, that's not right. And then messing around with the scorecard trying to work out who was right and who was wrong, and from 4 or 5 ends earlier.
Good bowl from Dean. 1 down, he's now 1 up.
He started this match very well.
It does save us a bit of admin time as well.
Absolutely.
It's a secondary bonus. But it also means we're not printing thousands of scorecards. And the other big bonus is the people at home who are interested can watch on in pretty much real time what's going on. Well, Dino, 20 feet short with that one. Well, chance here for Soldiers Point. If they can sit that Dean Aitken bowl through, you can make a few. It might be a little challenging to get to, but it will swing around that short one.
From here, obviously from here, it's not giving the exact picture that the skipper would be looking at, but could have also been a portal for a rather fast run up just under the line there, but early days. All that's on the bowlers. I want to bring that big drive out of the kit bag too early.
I don't know. I prefer to settle into my game before I start playing too many running shots.
Yes, sometimes I know I find it hard to find a rhythm at the best of times. If I'm throwing a few weighted shots around early, it definitely makes it more challenging.
That might have been too far. No, there we go. Nice long end.
Are you a fan of the 3-bowl pairs, Andrew?
I think it's a great tournament format. Good for something like this where you want to play 3 games in a day and limit your time, that your downtime, so to speak. I'm going to play even a social game or a championship. I much prefer the 2-2-2.
Yeah, we're in agreement there. Something like this, I guess, when it's not the standard format for your club events, for your state qualifiers and state championships, it has that little bit of a novelty feel about it, but it's just a different game. Like any time you're playing with a different format, it is a different game. The strategy's a little bit different. It can impact your tactics. But just like any other game, though, when your lead is doing things like that...
Paul Russell played it brilliantly.
Doesn't matter if it's 2-2-2-2 or 3-3.
I think the beauty of 2-2-2-2 is that you get to play 2 different positions, basically. It's a 4's game with 2 people.
Yep.
Well, fantastic bowl, Jason Cheadle. What a reply. It's good for a tournament. We're going to play 3 or 4 games in a day, shorter formats, quicker games. But I do like the traditional.
I think when you're looking at who you're looking at playing with too, I mean, if you're looking at 4s and triples, then you're looking for an out-and-out lead to play that lead position in a more traditional pairs game. Then you may not be looking just for someone who can play the lead shots, because obviously they are playing the third bowls as well, but something like this, where there's that 3-bowl option, And that is generally just 3 draw shots.
I would never
For
suggest it
very
for a
good
championship,
leaders,
but a very good social game is 2-4-2 pairs. But only if you've got 4 very evenly matched players.
Great for beginners, that one. I found
Yeah.
that was one of the first things I played in. It was
Great
great.
bowls.
That's outstanding leading from both players there. Great way to sort of introduce you to the game, and you can sort of get that little bit of fun of playing maybe a weighted shot when it's your turn to skip.
Well, this 2 pairs, they'll be eagerly watching the game next door, and even though it's only 3 ends in, the result they want is Craig and Jodie Froon from Port City to have a win, and they're leading Scott Davis and Nathan Dawson of Charlestown 9-0 at the moment.
Wow.
So they haven't had a good day so far, but
Things might be turning.
then again, it's the 3rd game. They've already lost a couple. They are now playing with complete freedom because there's no consequence.
No, whereas obviously Dorso has got an absolute mountain of experience. But, you know, it happens to the best of us. You can start to tighten up that scoreboard pressure. He'd be very aware of what the score is next door. Maybe not so much early on, but later on in the game, if things aren't going his favour, he'd definitely start to pay a bit of attention. If he's not, he's a better man than me, because I know I certainly would be.
Well, the good thing for Dorso is that the next door scoreboard really doesn't matter. He's got to win, basically. There is only one situation where he can lose and still get through.
A very tight loss. Yeah.
It's a very tight loss and
A very tight game in the other one.
a very tight game here, yes, because
Even then, he would need the Bargo boys to be the ones finishing on top, because the Soldiers' Point margin is already superior to the Charlestown margin.
exactly, the Bargo boys are on 0. So anything more than 2 for both wins, and Dorso's in a bit of trouble.
Just peeled under there. Great effort.
Nice tight head.
Jodie Fruin definitely has some pedigree behind her. Ex-Victorian state representative, and now I believe in the state over 40s for New South Wales, or at least in the vicinity of that team.
Played in the state side last year.
Was the state open team? There you go.
And then this year is, I think she's in the senior side this year.
Seniors or state 40s, over 40s?
One of the two.
By the way, very, very handy player. This one's on target. Great shot.
But still down.
He's kicked out.
Got room though, if he's got one left, which he does.
Dean sort of
Just got to
showed
draw
some
one
good
close.
forethought there and played his bowls out there, and he was absolutely spot on with where the Jacks ended up.
Playing the inside out shot, I don't mind that. Got a bit of speed on this though. Really just needed to repeat his previous 2.
Yeah. And the bowls are all spaced out. There's nothing really to run at here. It really is just a flat draw. I'd imagine he's at least 3 down still from the green and orange bowls. The line looks pretty handy. How's the speed?
Adequate. Well, he might have just fallen out, but I reckon if he's not shot, he's saved.
He's, regardless.
2, maybe 3.
Yeah, very effective bowl there.
Well, Jason's got the jack, and he's handing it over, so he's through shot.
Yeah, great bowl. It's only early days, but had they dropped another 3 there and gone to 9-0, 17 ends goes very quickly in this format. I don't want to be chasing 9 shots with 13 to play.
Russell on the forehand.
Not too shabby here.
Oh, very quick on the mat again.
So the Port City team has just rolled the jack again next door. So that margin will continue to grow between Port City and Charlestown. Yeah, not a bad reply there either.
So tomorrow's quarterfinals is a very imaginative draw. Section 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, 5 versus 6, and 7 versus 8.
Well, the bowlers can't complain about any surprises there.
Well, a little unlucky there for Paul. Just collected the outside. The better you're playing, the more you seem to get the inside of those, though.
Absolutely.
Jason, not too badly pointed. Yeah, you'll run on just a bit short, but
Still,
there's a little bit of protection there now.
yeah, it's finished in an effective spot. Now, there's his shot. Obviously, would have been trying to land the jack high bowl or draw to that, so being forced to sort of switch over after playing that hand. Doesn't do wonders for rhythm, but it doesn't really bothered.
Well, trailed
there
it
at
through.
all. What a shot.
This is not a bad reply at all. It'll swing back nicely,
Yeah,
and that's
very good bowl.
a great reply. You see there, couple down, and Paul Russell trails the jack, makes it 3.
Just to have Jason just restore order.
I'll go back to live view now. I did have Jason's queued up to replay as well, but I think we'd rather watch the live stuff.
Particularly if they're having a run. So he's found the gap with the first one.
And Dean really wants to add another one not next to the first.
Yeah, he's creeping up on this.
He'd be
Well, at worst, that's third.
reasonably happy with that effort.
Don't know whether that's going to change this Hodges point perspective on it, though. Nope.
It's his third shot.
A bit of an awkward head to get into either way here. So a running shot, yeah, and that's what he's opted for. And I tell you what, he's not a million miles away. Great shot.
Bang, got it.
Absolutely middled it.
So one down for Dean Aitken. Only needs 40 centimetres on his previous bowl. Either side of the one on the way in. Because you don't have to draw a resting toucher. You've only got to beat the closest bowl. I think sometimes you get caught up in the trying to be too perfect.
Just speed was outstanding there, but just didn't quite get back as much as they were hoping. One of the anomalies of the game is the ends where you do tend to often pick up a score is the one where the heads are a little bit sprayed and no one's nailed the jack.
Yes,
ones
the ugly
where
heads.
The 2.5, 3 feet away bowls, when there's 4 or 5 of them, end up being the counters. Not sure there. Jason's indicating down, I believe.
Yeah, the dark bowl outside
Is
shot.
a bit of
I just don't think there's any access to it. He's just got to try and draw.
Yeah. He's got plenty of room underneath the Soldier's Point bowl coming in there, and he's underneath it now. It's just about hanging around.
I think with that weight, if he'd have been around it and
He
just
would
clunked on his own bowls, would have been better.
Very close, yeah.
So one shot to Soldier's Point. They stay in touch.
When you're scoring, they're not, so it's a good result there. A very good hit from the skipper, Gavin.
Looks to be good to hear. Might be just a little brisk. Not too much, but still room. Game wasted no time on the mat at all. A quick game's a good game.
We finished in time for the happy hour if they keep going at this speed. Yeah, nice reply.
Keep an eye on the game that matters for this one. Well, 5 ends played now, and it's Port City leading Charlestown 10-1.
10-1. Well, Charlestown must have got the last end then, so they've got the mat. We'll see whether a little bit of control on length makes a difference for them.
Very well played again from Jason Cheadle. Sat that ball just on the outside. So good chance here for Paul Russell just to play a draw to his own. Ideally, you'd want just a little toucher or just to sit through Jason's bowl and stay.
He can even middle his own and just maybe just flop in there and just make that target look a little bit more awkward as well. Just waiting for it to late swoop. Just doesn't know where it comes.
Oh,
A little bit
doesn't.
lucky there.
Now there's a nice little reach.
It's framed it up a little bit for Jason to land, and I do think he may have a tiny bit on this.
Coming through or not? Yeah. 10-1? Yeah. Had some issues.
So Soldier's Point holding, but the head is set up quite nicely for the Bargo side there.
Well, what does Gavin do? Given that Dean Aitken will be reaching there, you can roll that bowl through or trail the jack back to his own bowl. I'm just challenging Mr. Squiggle, you see.
I think it's, you can play defensively. I think ultimately sometimes it's much better to take that shot away. I mean, there's always a chance you catch the ball on the outside and make things a bit ugly for from your own perspective. But if he gets under that green, no matter where he finishes, it the least changes the thought process between what Dean will be playing.
Wants to miss that bowl. Well, that's
pretty
very
impressive.
good effort.
Draws a second shot without. Well,
I don't think that changes Dean's shot.
it won't really know, but it's definitely made it a little bit more important for Dean to get in there now because he would be 2 down. He wasn't 2 down, he definitely is now. Probably makes up his mind for his next shot.
Well, who's got the tee is probably an irrelevant question if he gives it a smack because bowls will probably go everywhere. I'd almost think that Soldier's Point have got the best position for the tee. You should almost think that if he gets onto it, he could lose both of his own bowls and be 2 or 3 down.
Yeah. It's all about the contact. Just we need to make sure you're middling what you're hitting. He sort of gets a little piece of that and lances across. He could take his own out, and if the jack goes, still going to end up in trouble on the tee. But he's opted the safer option here, and if it's got the run, he's not going to be a million miles away.
It's just going to pull up a bit short. A little bit of thought here. I don't mind that either. Just arrive. Get the inside of Jason Cheadle's bowl. You'll roll in for a shot. Get your own. You shouldn't do any damage. If you get a little trail, well...
Not that you're playing for it, but even a tiny bit tight, you can always slide up the line there, and not so much whether it counts or not, but it would certainly make it uglier for Dean.
Well, there's a chance now that Dean can get rid of all the bowls at the back and stay shot.
Oh, no, he did go back for a second. I thought he went forehand there. Just pulled that one a bit.
2 to Salt's point.
So a little bit of momentum there now. 3 ends in a row. The first multiple. The first third of the game's already completed.
Goes quick sometimes. I always think the best game to watch is the one you think, wow, they've only got 2 ends to go. Because you've been enthralled that much that you haven't noticed the time passing.
Oh, yeah. And once again, Port City's sort of Jody threw in to set the jack, and they've got a touch of first bowl there too. So the reason we were bringing that result, obviously, guys, is that the Charlestown Port City match could have a bearing on the winner of this section if Charlestown were to lose.
Six ends gone, 11-1 in favour of Port City. And that margin would put Charlestown out of contention.
Yeah, if you're looking at a live ladder, as it stands right now, Bargo are in the box seat. They would be the team to go through. But again, only early days, a third of the way through, still plenty of bowls to be played. And quite frankly, as long as it's mathematically possible, you wouldn't write off Nathan Dawson.
First rule of commentary is never declare a winner until it's actually mathematically impossible for any other result. Because as soon as you go, they can't lose from here.
The wheels will fall off that day.
Fate says, hold my beer. We've made that mistake a couple of times and then watched. Well, one time it was 2 6s and a 4. It was one of the junior games. We said, surely they couldn't possibly lose from here. Bang 6, bang 6, bang 4. Good night, nurse.
Wow.
I've always wanted to test it and declare someone the winner just to see if it worked. But I don't dislike any bowlers that much. A little bit of a scrappy end this end, so here's the test. And as you said, it's the scrappy ones where there's a chance to make a few.
Absolutely.
Jason Cheadle holding 1. On my live view, it was hiding behind the awning post. So probably...
So the second shot's probably 2.5 feet, 2 feet away. So it's not horrendously far away, but there is a bit of room there to draw, and the shot bowl is past jack high as well. So although there is a little bit of protection from a short bowl coming in there.
Good effort. Just going to run past.
18 inches past the jack.
I just wonder if the extra weight comes from the fact that you think, well, if I'm happy to be heavy, I can trail the jack.
Yeah.
And that makes you play heavy.
And even then, the green is close enough to the jack that if you're a tiny bit tight, you can get a nice little land on that playing underneath the jack.
Critical for Dean to take his grass here. He wants to finish behind.
He's played a very good line bowl, but just going to pull up. Mind you, from the live view here, I think that might have actually snuck in for second. It's very close between the front and back bowls near the line there for second shot. From our live view, we've sort of got a pretty good view from here, and I'd be favouring the orange. And then there's a reason I wear prescription sunnies as well, so I could be wrong.
I think next door, Charlestown might have just sunk the jack and sat on top of it.
That is correct. Yeah, and it looks like he's all of about a foot and a half away. It's not going to be an easy one to beat.
Oh, this looks a bit better from Dean Aitken.
He doesn't want any of the all.
He's got a tiny piece of that jack.
May have taken the front one out of the count, but it's definitely a better two than what they had before. Wouldn't surprise me if we see some weight here, though. A little bit of risk because there is a tiny piece of their closest one sticking out.
Well, the worst possible result would be to get the gap and get both your own. You go forehand, you'd be horribly narrow to get. But then again, stranger things have happened when you hit the target and bowls go everywhere.
I think there's a tiny possibility it gets across and kills the end if he middles that orange. We're not going to find out with that one, though.
Yeah, I like the fact that he switched over to the backhand side.
Yeah.
You just want to skirt your own bowls and match the other two. And if you happen to be a bit tight and run into your own, you're just going to mix that target up a little bit.
If he pulls up and into that, flops it over. Ooh.
Well, split them up, though. It's not too bad at all.
It sort of just middled that a tiny bit more. He could have only brought the front orange back in.
Of course, he doesn't have to worry about anything because he had last bowl.
So I think that was just the two. I didn't quite catch the fingers there. With the live scoring updated on the app shortly to confirm it. He's about 1.5 inches off playing a bomb and turning it into 4 anyway.
8-4. 2 shots it was.
They're both a little bit too preoccupied getting that score in to set the jack up there. There we go. So just the 2 on the end.
A bit shorter length rolled by Bargo this time. They obviously feel that they've got the advantage on that shorter length.
Well, they tried the long one. It was good for them there to break the run because it was 3 ends running to the Soldiers Point team. And the end that they did lose of the first of those 3 ends was a much longer length. So I dare say they've learnt from that and opted to go back to the shorter one.
Paul Russell just wants to slow down a little. Thought he was really good halfway down, but
Hello to Kent Price, who's providing me a little bit of support via text.
super.
Good to have you on board listening, Soup.
Be unusual to get Kent saying anything, wouldn't it?
He's a very quiet fella. Doesn't say too much at all.
Is that on the green? Well, Jason Cheadle's going to finish in a decent sort of home here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Got 2 near it, 1 covering the back,
better spot there. Outside of a back knocker, that is.
So just a reminder, there are competitor scoring. If you see someone putting the phone out, they're not checking how the Aussies are going in the cricket. They haven't started yet anyway, I don't think. They are putting their scores in. And you can check those live scores by jumping on results.bowlslink.com.au or the BowlsLink app, available free for your phone. Links also on the Bowls New South Wales website, bowlsnsw.com.au. And you can check what's happening with your team in pretty much real time. Might be up to about 5 seconds delay from when the players put it on till it comes on the page. You can also just keep an eye on the bottom of the screen here every so often. We'll hit the button and up will come the current scores.
So based on just the scores we've seen from that section there, the Tuncurry guys, the reigning champions, were leading their section. Their margin wasn't great going into that match, but they do have quite a comfortable lead at this stage in that last game. So
yeah, they were up by 11 early on.
So
not going to declare them section winners yet.
No, but they're
although the Albatross is probably saying just declare them section winners because when you do that, you put the mockers on people.
I wouldn't say the fat lady's singing just yet, but she's definitely preparing herself for her song there.
Well, Santa Claus is not going to get his bell out for another hour or so.
Yes, definitely have the best part of all the matches to go. We're at 7-end mark in this one, and most of the others are all the same.
I think we've only been going for 3/4 of an hour at the most.
And the other score that's relevant to the section or match we're watching here is the Port City Charlestown score, and Port City are leading 11-2 after 7 ends. And based on a reaction I just saw on a green there, I dare say Port City's probably going to score this end too.
Yeah, well, our YouTube stream's been going for just over 51 minutes, so it's probably about the 46, 45 time elapsed so far. Did have to wait for a little while before Santa Stinson rang his bell for them to start. I think that might be a couple more to Bargo.
The two lead bowls, Chase and Cheadle, have stayed there.
I'll put the two on and chance my arm.
I think you're fairly safe there, Andrew. Mind you, Gavin Kelly's last bowl there, it did fall back, but it was probably only about 4 inches out of pinching shot.
We'll double check to make sure that we've got the correct score on the board though. As soon as I can find where this mouse has gone. $10-4 is the correct score. Next door, 13-2 after 8, Port City lead.
So that's the first half of that match done and dusted. 11 shots. So the Charlestown team, they need to win that game. A draw will be good enough for them to sneak through. But they're looking at chasing 11 shots in 7 ends, which is more than doable. But they do need to get a wriggle on.
Do know Shippo always claimed on. I'm talking about Warren Shipley, the Secretary of Newcastle, and a state match committee member. Apparently there's been a fair few stats done on, mainly on the pennant games in Newcastle, that said the team in front at the 7-end mark. Wins somewhere above 70 and below 80% of the time. I asked him how many in front you had to be to make that 100%, and he couldn't answer me. So
There you go. Yeah.
future job for him. But if you take that as the third of the way through the match, you can say that the teams in front now should be able to go on and win.
Jason Cheadle.
Yeah, he keeps
Chance
doing
to
that.
touch. Just a tiny bit under with that one, but again, it's in the air. It's another effective bowl to match the shot bowl that he already has.
Because we have trialled in this series and in the rookies to have the winners play winners after round one, and then they'll swap over who they play in round three. And the whole idea is that every single match has the potential to affect the outcome of the section. So far, it seems to work.
Definitely. And we've just seen there, Paul Russell's played a great third bowl there. Flopped off the shot bowl of Jason Cheadle. And Paul does also have the only bowl past the jack as well, so it's that last bowl of his has really set the tone for this end for the Soldiers Point boys. That being said, Aitken's put in a very, very advantageous shot there too.
Well,
That could come into play very soon.
It's one of the ones, if you're not going to get shot, that's where you want to finish. We always put it down as miss in the right area.
Exactly right. Fail in the right areas.
A little bit quick from...
Nearly got the kiss into another counter. But again, it's got the best back out of that one too, which again, certainly value there.
Opportunity here for Dean. Just to reach down to there, trail that jack around the corner.
Just doesn't appear to be letting go here, but then coming back late. A pigeon pair there.
Well, there's only one option available here for Soldiers Point to try and drop another one right on it.
I think realistically, they beat their back bowl at about 10 o'clock there. So wouldn't even have to beat it by much, and they're in the game there. You can hold up and get a land here. He might. He flopped that bowl further away from the jack. I don't know if it's going to change second shot though.
Well, there might be an opportunity here for Dean to go fairly quick at the shot bowl. If you can punch that straight onto the jack, Jack will like go spearing out of bounds. Well, I think you've got the tee after that. See what Dean does. He's not going quick, but he's a bit tighter.
Yeah, still hasn't quite found its shoulder yet though. Here it's starting to come now.
I don't think it's going to get back quickly enough.
Well,
Or if it falls over.
if they didn't have second before, they certainly do now. Probably not the worst decision to play the cautious shot and play the safe shot, as they say, with the draw shot. They do have a 6-shot buffer at the moment. Big believer in make the other team make the mistake, make them chance their hand.
One of my father's pearls of wisdom was a live dog barks a lot louder than a dead lion roars.
Can't argue with the logic.
I have had some people who go, I don't understand. Fair call.
Not thinking out of the box enough. And
He was usually talking about someone trying to hit a 6 in cricket rather than play the sensible thing and put it along the carpet for a 4. Or just claim a single. Which is something I wish our Australian cricketers could learn after watching them last night. Although they seem to have come off reasonably well.
finished all right, but I definitely, in my little in my club team's chat, it certainly got raised about Cameron Green's wicket. How you finish 4 or 5 feet away from your stumps and get clean bowled was a bit of an odd one.
They don't seem to value the wicket.
No.
So you've got to value your shots too. Defence is a big part of this game.
And that being said, there's a reason I play bowls and not cricket too. And
Usually the idea is you're going to try and keep your opponents in a 21 end game down to under about 15 or 16, and you're going to try and get to 17 or 18.
absolutely, if
You score 18, you're not going to lose many games, and if you keep your opponents to 15, you're not going to lose many games. To play a few games of pennants
it's a great lead bowl again from Jason.
with Tommy Ellum skipping against me, and have you ever seen a miser on a bowling green? It's Tommy.
Yeah, you make sure in every single shot you get that, Tommy.
Played 3 times in the one season, and out of 63 ends, I think there's about 75 shots scored in total.
That wouldn't surprise me. Tommy was at the peak of his powers when I was a junior. And I remember back in the day when we had the Bowls Alive magazine, his name was just littered throughout that thing all the time. Absolutely.
Jason, forehand draw, switched over. Obviously didn't like the idea of running into the Soldiers Point bowl. And
Match the other bowl.
that's pretty good. And the thing is, he's missed long. And one of the other little things we notice on the stream is people who change hands often fall short.
Absolutely. The easiest thing in the world to do, drop that yard or metre for the younger ones.
Paul's not too bad a position behind. Jason not wasting any time. This looks a little on the narrow side to me.
Yeah.
If he gets a little piece of the jack and follows through, it's not too bad.
The speed.
Well,
Well,
yeah, he's narrow, about a quarter of a bowl. I'm a good judge.
but to be fair, Andrew, compared to the bowl he played before, that was definitely a tighter line. A tiny bit of wind, possibly holding them up out there. Either way, he's played it to perfection, and the speed was outstanding.
Might have just moved to the inside of the mat, but whatever he's done, he should do it again.
Definitely. He's probably been the difference the last couple of ends as Bargo have sort of got back into this last 2 or 3 ends after Soldiers had that little run of ends.
He certainly played very well all game, I thought. So far, probably been the pick of the players on the rink.
He'd be the player's player at this stage for sure, or this stage of the match. Not taking anything away from Paul Russell at lead either. He's been quite close, but Jason really has been setting the standard.
Sometimes it doesn't matter how well you play because your opponent plays better. I know I've been absolutely flogged and played as well as I possibly can. And I've had massive wins. Someone said, you must have played well. And I said, no, he played worse than I did. Not the case here. There's been a fairly good game. I think Jason's just had the slight edge, and that's why they're 5 shots in front on the board.
So had that feeling out period the first couple of ends where the skips both played some very good shots to save or convert. But the most consistent so far at least has been Jason.
Well,
pretty handy switch over there from Dean. Would have to be 2 shots.
10 shots the difference after 9 on the adjacent rink with Port City leading Charlestown. Charlestown leading the section. Staring down the barrel. They cannot afford to lose. They've got...
Kevin Kelly.
Well, that's... Very close. I think he's got it.
You would assume it would have to be shot. I think there's a little bit of separation between the green and the jack, and that bowl is have to be within a centimetre. Does present a nice little target to land though, but again with the wind blowing, it hasn't been easy to play these shots.
Well, his forehand, he actually wants to get that bowl
He's trying
because the
very hard
jack
here.
will go across to their own.
That's an outstanding shot.
Fantastic.
What a bowl.
What a bowl. Well played. Watch that bowl finish again. He's actually looking for the shot bowl because he wants to kick the jack across. Might have only made one, but wow.
He could have absolutely. He was probably a little unlucky not to get two out of it. There was that possibility. If it didn't quite spring as far, both green bowls would have counted there. But mind you, I'm pretty sure they're happy with the one shot. That was an outstanding turnaround.
Right. Team game. If I'm in front, I love scoring a one. Yep, one. Jason Cheadle weight is terrific again. Fun fact for you, Nathan Dawson, I believe, holds a little place in history as being one of the first players to use a video assistance to make a decision in bowls.
Really?
They're playing a state championship, I think it was the fours, at, might have been the triples, at Ettalong. We were live streaming their game. There was a running shot, bowls went everywhere, and they're looking at each other and the jack bowl in the ditch and said, "Did that one touch?" And they came in and poked their head into us and said, "Did you guys do the replay on that?" We said, "We did." So we replayed it and they watched it on the commentator's screen and went, "No, didn't touch the jack," went out, picked it up.
There we go.
So video assisted ref in lawn bowls.
So it comes in handy there because a lot of the time we know there's some quite lethal drives out there that go very, very quick, and when those heads get scattered,
Bowls go everywhere.
yeah, the jack ping pongs around, and sometimes it's not as straightforward as saying who's collected, whether the bowl's collected the jack on the way through or not.
Oh, Jason's just left this one a little shy.
Well, we did cold commentator's curse, Lenny. We talked him up last end, and isn't a bad end by any stretch, but certainly not to the level he's played the last few.
Well, it's probably his worst bowl of the day.
I think so.
Well, Paul here, it's just a dead draw, but he wouldn't mind a little touch on this.
It's trying to give for him. It's coming late. Oof.
Got the inside edge. Not too bad. That's probably shot.
That's a pretty, and it's in at worst, it's in a good position. So looking down the barrel of the lens there, you would assume that Paul's got shot with his wing bowl, and maybe Jason's hit Jason's wing bowl a second. Yeah.
I just wonder whether that's two there.
Looking from here, because we are sort of adjacent almost with the corner of the green. This is ditch. Well, they're a fair way.
Very
in, but
close
it
to
is a
side
ditch
on.
ring. And looking at it from side on here.
Doesn't look at side on, but
Then again, from our angle, we can't really see just how far away the green is outside of what we can see on camera.
we need the Bowls New South Wales drone up above.
Where
Do
is
you
Lee?
know?
Where is Lee when you need him? Come over and give us. Well,
Well,
it's all a moot point now. Jack's changed.
still at least one for Soldier's Point.
Could be. I'd back them in for two there, I think. Although there is plenty of room.
But it's now a bit of an uglier head for Dean to get into in one way. There's plenty of room on that backhand side.
And I can see the wind is blowing quite heavily out there just currently at the moment, a little bit more than it has been, so it's not as easy as
Well, I
it
think
probably
that one will
looks.
count.
That's probably close to shot, actually.
Dean's on his way down. It's just holding its line, that one. Wants it to start to swing now. It'll be close to shot.
Speed is very, very good on that. It has hung out a little bit. It's a shame for him because he played great speed on that. It's the best weighted bowl of the draw shot so far.
Well, that breeze is getting in underneath here where we are, and it really hasn't come that strongly across here today.
No, and we're pretty well protected where we are here under cover.
Can crash into his own or stop.
I think it's going to pull up, is it? Oh.
Be close.
Well, it's one of those heads here. It could be one shot. It could be 3 or 4. And having the benefit of seeing it live from the side of the green really isn't helping us from this angle either. So, yeah, interesting. Mind you, 6 inches inside his own, he's probably very close to shot. And definitely has a tighter line this time.
Wants this to let go.
Oh, my goodness.
Gets the edge of his own. He's good. Oh, he might have got the little feather, but it's come in nicely. That is shot.
Yeah, I think he probably would have still hung about for shot had he not caught that feather. I mean, he may have only been 1 or 2 down, but it's still a pretty important save there. We wouldn't have left that open.
Well, there is a chance here for Soldiers Point to get rid of that bowl and make a few. He's got to play it, though.
I'll tell you what, doesn't look like he's a million miles away. Oh, just
missed.
Wouldn't let go.
So one more to Bargo. They'll go out to a 12-5 lead.
5-11, so 6 ends remaining now. And that little bit of scoreboard pressure does start to come into play now. The final third of the game.
Very similar length to the last time from Bargo.
When you're only playing 6 bowls an end too, 7 shots, I mean, you need more than one end to catch that. There's no getting them all in one foul swoop.
Another good starter from Jason Cheadle.
Yep. Definitely applying the blowtorch there now.
Sometimes too, when you're leading and you're playing okay, it becomes easier because you're not feeling that pressure. You're relaxed. You know what you got to do. Just put them out on the right line and let them do the work.
Pretty handy reply from Paul here too. Great bowl, Paul Russell.
I think we're going to have another special guest tomorrow morning on the quarterfinal. Dave Axon said he'll be around. He'd love to join in.
The Axe, well, you're not going to get much better than that on the commentary there, Axe.
Well, we've had
won everything, that man. And
we've had the Irish influence in DJ. Now we get the Welsh influence in Axe. I know which one will be easier to understand.
Absolutely.
I'll just leave it there and let DJ text me, call me names. Well, it's another good bowl from Paul Russell.
Yeah, great shooting, Paul.
Not sure where Jason's second bowl is. I sort of lost it.
Yeah, no disrespect to those who've done the number on Axe today to put him in a position where he is commentating, but that's obviously played quite well. I'd say Dave would have been one of the favoured teams coming into this. Dave and partner.
Craig James.
Craig James, yeah, that's the one. But I guess Axe's loss is our gain if we get him over here on the mic.
Well, obviously, it's easier to win an Australian pairs than a state over 40s.
Must be. I'll let you raise that with him.
Different conditions, different situation. Some days, it's just not your day.
Exactly right. As I say, some days are the bird, some days are the statue.
Oh, mate, the albatross, he says it wasn't for bad luck. We'd get no luck at all. So,
Paul Russell has set this head up wonderfully for Gavin.
Well, only 2 down. Dean got a chance here. Only needs to be just over the draw. Sit either bowl, trail the jack.
Looks to be pretty good territory because there was a bit of a late swoop from there. If the speed's right, not be a million miles away.
We could just not quite cold draw it.
Definitely close the scoring circle a little bit though.
Well, Gavin can just draw down to Paul's bowls. Wants it to hold its line. Well, it's going to miss everything, so not too bad.
Speed was.
I think Dean might be tempted to just slightly overplay this.
He's probably got first and at worst fourth there now.
Do you back yourself to go backhand and get them both?
I want to say first. Sorry, got third and fourth, not first and fourth.
Or do you just overplay the draw on the forehand, try and turn your own over or trail?
Yeah.
I think the latter's probably the better one. You're less danger.
Well, again, looking at the scoreboard, where the position of the game, if it was me, I'd be giving them nothing. Make them if they want the two. If they want a third shot, let them draw it cold. There is that risk if you go big that you're just sort of opening it up for them to score again. Because I don't know whether they do have fourth shot. The wing bowl of Gavin Kelly's could be four.
Well, the worst result for Dean if he went big was to just flick the orange bowl, push it out of the head, smack into the blue, which goes cannoning onto the other one at the back.
There's a very good shot here.
Oh.
Well, maybe a tiny bit stiff there. It's sort of...
Still one, maybe two.
Yeah, it's just brought that back green into play now. The one that was possibly fourth would be four. Is probably now third wood. That being said, if they're still holding two, doesn't make it any easier for Dean to get at.
Yeah, he's very tight with this one. Needed a lot more weight for that line. In fact, he's not even going to reach.
It's going to be interesting now because there is chances there. I mean, you've got your own bowls coming in there. You turn either of those up into the head. If you do sneak past back to the green, I mean, yes, there's a slight chance you're cutting it towards the jack, but if you do get enough of it or you get a little bit of a feather off the outside bowls,
you roll it back to there, you could be holding...
Yeah, they pick up four there, all of a sudden it's game on.
Well, you could almost be holding a full count.
There's a possibility there. Just to start moving, I think the speed was outstanding there too. It's probably just a bowl high, because even a little, you could have used those bowls for an edge. You wouldn't be playing for that, but it was always a possibility. Probably option C in the scheme of things if that had happened, but it was always potential.
One shot.
So yeah, good bad bowl unfortunately there, that middle bowl of Gavin's. To be fair, that really deserved a better fate. Could have been potentially holding four, instead cut two back to one. Sometimes when you're behind, that's unfortunately the way it tends to go. But they still scored. The gap's closing. And they still have plenty of ends as well. The match is by no means done. We talked before about whether or not Dorso would be looking across at the other ring given what they needed to happen in their game. But I wonder whether the Bargo boys and the Soldiers Point boys are looking across themselves though, maybe.
Well, they should be watching the other game a little, at least.
Well, you do start to think it's very hard to not start thinking about, oh, we might have this match, particularly if you're Bargo, given the position they're in. And so naturally you are going to start going, well, what does that mean? Does this mean we're a chance? Yeah, with the score on the other ring. Is Dorso closing the gap again?
Has closed it a little bit. It's 12 ends completed, 14 shots to 6.
14-6 now.
So it's 8 shots the difference. It was 10 earlier, so he's just narrowed it a little.
So Scott Davis and Nathan Dawson, they certainly won't be lying down over there. Everything to play for. And still plenty of ends for them as well, although they do have their work cut out for them.
They are above juniors' magic run rate theory threshold. 5 ends to go. They need 8 shots to tie. A tie would be good enough.
Absolutely.
So they need more than 1.5.
Weight correction there from Jason. Probably bowl and a half, 2 bowls short of Jack High.
I'll go against my own policy and say Pixie's got the section all but wrapped up, barring an absolute disaster. 17 shots up. I cannot see him losing from there.
You took the words out of my mouth there, Andrew. I was about to say the same thing.
He would have to basically tie his shoelaces together and trip over.
I think so.
Stranger things have happened, so we're not saying has got it. Saying you'd have to...
It would have to be a pretty fair brain explosion, because I don't think, to be honest, it wouldn't matter how well the opposition was playing. Pixie and Daniel were obviously playing well enough.
He's a tough enough competitor.
Keep it tight, even if the other team was absolutely dotting it up in the last
I think if Pixie lost it from there, we'd need to
I would not
monitor his health for quite a while, but from a distance. Well, it's another scrappy head. That's Jason Cheadle holding maybe 2, maybe even a third one coming in now. And that's a good 2 metres behind. So there's a lot of room.
So danger signs here for the Soldiers Point team.
Bargo's got the best back as well, so there's no chance to just go, well, you know what, take a big punt and go smack onto the jack.
Gavin has got 3 bowls here. You'd expect him to certainly improve the situation. And this one coming in here will definitely do that. Won't quite get shot, but that'd have to be second shot. It's always the first step. Get second shot, and you can start working on
certainly looks like it. Dean Aitken just needs to
he's not
crack into these.
He's not taking the foot off the throat at all there, Dean.
That's a great bowl there.
Yeah, with 6 shots the difference with 5 ends to play. That's certainly plenty, not saying they're in the coffin just yet, but that's definitely a nail that's been hammered in.
Well,
very hard to get that off. Looking from here, he's probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches at worst away from the jack.
One of our little ways of judging how good the day's play has been is how many times we've pressed the replay button, because every time we do, it gets saved. So you see the reels that appear on our Facebook page. Comms has to go through every one of those to pick out which one's going up. Kira's going to have a work cut out today because there's plenty.
This isn't a bad reply from Gavin. It should swoop pretty well from there.
But
great effort.
Quick green, big gaps. Still 2 down.
But again, given the state of play in this match, he really probably needs to continue to play that sort of speed to it.
2 it is.
And yeah, they've been let off a little bit there. Dean's taken pity on them. 14-6 though, so we're out to 8 shots in 4 ends if the Soldiers Point side is to get back into this and give themselves a chance of wrapping up the section. Charlestown, I believe, have rolled the jack again next door, so that margin continues to shrink next door as well. Very simple mission for the Charlestown side though. Get back to a draw or a win. Simple as that.
They get 1 point, the draw, they can't be caught.
I'm in host.
And that score may have flicked across the bottom by now already, but well, it still says 14-8 after 13. Bowls link at the moment. So 6 shots the difference, 4 ends to go.
Section 2, I did see Damon Jeffrey and Paul Rose score pop up on the scoreboard. They are well ahead. I think that match is completed from the look of that, actually. Yep, it has been. So we've got a section winner there. Grandview's duo, Damon Jeffrey, Paul Rowe, have won their way through to the quarters.
Great correction from Jason Cheadle. So a little bit of reminder there, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. or perhaps just a couple of minutes before, we'll be on air with our live stream of the quarterfinals, coming to you live from Yamba Bowling Club.
Great little reply here from Paul Russell.
Fantastic effort.
Well played.
I think he's got shot out of that.
I'll go against their Andrew. I reckon Jason Cheadle's holding on by the skin of his teeth. By the way, at the very least, it has set something up at least for the Soldiers Point team to work with.
I don't mind that home from Jason either. He's missed long.
Yeah, probably the best bowl on the green right now.
So Paul Russell needs to just get another one in there.
Good territory.
Wants it to get back to the green bowl.
Based on the last one, it should. What a bowl. That is a
Fantastic
great
effort.
shot. All of a sudden, the pressure switches back to the Bargo side.
See, those 2 bowls from Paul, just under the line. Up and down there. You're going to make sure of it. Just go bang right on it. 2 shots now. Dean Aitken on his way down, following the same sort of path as Paul. He's got just a little more speed.
That's all it was.
He's just got the outside of it. Well, no, not really a speed. He's just half a bowl wide. Is this a chance for Soldiers Point to get a good multiple? One thing they don't want to do is leave a bowl jack high.
No, but smart call playing this hand. Playing the backhand.
Well, you can draw a shot, or if you miss long, you're getting back to those green bowls. Right in the middle.
To get in and count. Flops over, it's going to be a but again, another one there covering the greens certainly doesn't hurt.
Well, before that, with the weight that Dean had, if you got the jack through that gap, it could have been as many as 4.
Dean's just
Poked it a bit wider.
out a bit. Well, that value if weight's played, but I'm sure they would take as many shots as they can, but at the end of the day, if they pick up a 2 or 3, or 3 in particular, brings down that shots per end average that they'll be looking at. Oh, it's just a different 2 now.
I think that's actually made Dean Aitken's shot a bit easier. Or a bit easier to see.
Easy to see. It's one of those ones, though.
Just down in here, tuck that jack around the corner to these bowls. Sit that one's okay.
Sometimes you don't want them to look easier. They're the ones you miss.
Yeah. He's just got to play. He's got to play good weight, not going quick at all. Just arrive. All you do is just give yourself that little bit of chance.
Definitely a tighter line than the last two. And yeah, no, that
Way,
one,
way too tight.
yeah. Well, maybe a little bit of an opportunity for Soldier's Point. I mean, there's a little bit of risk. You pinch it a tiny bit and you get the jack. It's not going to be in their favour. But if you can get that bowl, it wouldn't surprise me if you can just get enough of that bowl to sort of flop it twice and stay. You'd nearly bring in the front bowl as well and make four. He's roughly in the area. Depends how long it'll hold on for.
Does not want jack.
Bowl through is not a bad result. Oh, flop it forward, sideways. Ooh.
I think he might have cut one out there.
He might have got the absolute worst possible result out of that.
He's
Still got shot, but he may have taken one away.
a quarter of a bowl off a perfect result.
Well, he gets that bowl, what was the shot bowl, flush onto the orange. It's four, and if he's a half a bowl wider and he gets the orange clean, he's 4 shots, and all of a sudden, the mountain, they're halfway up the mountain they're trying to climb.
And possibly even 5 at the front.
Mm.
It was just the one.
It can be a cruel game here. It's probably twice now the Soldiers' Point guys have played a really, really good shot and got
Nothing.
a stiff result pretty much. That being said, though, I think the team that's played better is the one in front by far. At least the last third and a half of this game, anyway.
Jason Cheadle's played excellent bowls.
Yeah. Not that I've kept tally, but I think it's safe to say he's probably held shot for his skipper on the crossover a good 2/3 of the time, if not more.
Good start from Paul Russell.
Beautiful speed. Be very selfish and unprofessional here, Andrew, and just ask what's happening in Section 8, where my Wenty clubmates are.
The last update, they were down 13-12 after 12 to Parks Railway.
And how's McLeod and Glue and Monavale?
They're 8-all after 12
8-all.
against Milton Ulladulla. So
it could be a grandstand finish in that one. Margins were pretty tight in that section. McLeod and Glue did have 2 out of 2, though, the only unbeaten team in the section, but a similar story to what's happening in this section. Should they fall short, Wenty could potentially leapfrog them. They would need to get a wriggle on, though, because they probably do need to catch a few shots margin-wise as well. So
just adjusted the score. It was 2 last end.
it was 2.
2's gone on the board.
There we go.
And it's 8 shots the difference next door with 3 to go. 16-8.
16 to
Port
8.
City leading Charlestown. So Dorso, he's got to get a wriggle on as well.
And sorry for the Charlestown supporters out there, but looking across the green, I can see 2 of the Port City bowls on top of the jack as the skips and leads cross over.
Almost looks like they've got 2 in the ditch.
Yes, yep, spot on. So they are holding 3, but one is reasonably.
The nearest
better
Charlestown
still.
bowl would be 2 metres short.
So Dawson, with a little bit of work to do this end, but again, if there's someone with the bowl on their hand to do that, Nathan's the guy you want with it.
Well, you almost think if he doesn't score this end, it's almost good night nurse.
I think so. Well, Soldiers here, it's a couple of bowls roughly very well weighted and about 18 inches away from the kitty there, holding 2. They probably need to score roughly 2 at end, the next 2 ends, to get themselves into a position to win the match.
Sorry for the interruption there. Lee Stinson's just showing me the cricket score. Aussie 7 for 400 plus.
Oh, wow.
Nisa just got out. Carey 60 odd. Starkey's 18 off 23. So they're getting a little real wriggle on.
It's about time someone showed the Poms how to play baseball. This is quite, yeah, it's creeping up now.
Very close.
That's shot.
I think it's shot, yeah.
Looking from the live view, I dare say that is only a foot short of the jack, and as we can see there, those wing bowls are a little bit more than that.
I think these conditions, though, it's a fairly quick green, a little bit breezy. It's one of those conditions where if you miss your line, you start to doubt what you're playing.
Yeah.
Because you miss under and it'll really hook away. And if you miss too wide, the wind will grab it and hold it out.
Yeah. Well, Gavin's drawn. He hasn't drawn shot, but he's drawn another wood. So as it stands, that Soldier's Point do have 3 seconds. This one creeping up. I don't know if it's going to quite stop.
Nope.
So,
well, it'll stop. It'll stop about 4 feet past the jack.
So there is an opportunity here. And to be honest, it's probably an easier shot just to go for the bowl anyway, as you mentioned, Andrew, with the wind. Sometimes playing big weight is, take the wind out of the equation to a degree.
Well, we're no longer on air because my sign's just gone scooping away. Oh, he's got the edge of it, but not the right one. It doesn't matter. That's okay. We'll just not be on air for a while.
Well, Jason wasn't busy. We've got him in there. He's found the sign for us. We've given him the last hour and a half off. He's good to see him do some work.
All right, I think that was just the one to Bargo. I'm going to put one down and then double check. At 15.8, that is correct weight according to Bowlsley. It's just updated.
I'm not sure how many Port City have scored, but they did win that end.
Dare say that it hasn't quite gone in yet. They're just kicking the bowls back.
So, well, that's not great news for Charlestown, as the odds of them getting out of that one do keep increasing. It really does mean that Bargo now right in the box seat. If they can hold on, they can probably even afford to drop a couple of shots, because they only needed to catch up 4 on Charlestown anyway. And if Charlestown don't make an indent into their deficit at the moment, well, a win's good enough for Bargo to sneak through. And by the same token, that means Soldier's Point, if they can find a way back from the 7 shots behind, their margin is the outstanding one in the section. So if they can find 8 shots in this last 3 ends or more, they can still burgle this and get through to the playoffs. And Jason's played another good weighted bowl, but just a touch, just hung out a touch. So there is a chance here for Paul to apply a bit of pressure. I guess that's all they can do too, Andrew, is just keep asking questions and see whether or not the Bargo boys have the answers.
Well, it could be just one loose end is all it takes. So plenty of times where you'll see a score that's 7-6 or 8-5 after about 10 ends. Someone will pick up a 6 or a 7 and all of a sudden that bang, that's gone.
Match is over just like that. And
of course,
Cheadle's changed hands and drawn the absoluter.
It was not a 7 in these games because you can't get 7. I think if we saw a score of 7, we might question it.
Yeah. Well, I think if there was any doubt about whether Jason was going to get the man of the match for this game, I think he's just
put a little full stop beside it, hasn't he? There is a chance here. He's playing the backhand. They've sort of pulled the cord now and said, "Well, we've got to play for results." It's just going to hold its line.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. I mean, the less weight you play, the trickier that shot is.
I can tell you now, bad news for Charlestown. They're gone. That's it.
Finished.
2 ends to go. 21-8. 13 the difference.
Well, there we go.
It's gone. So they will lose. So
it's certainly not a surprise to see the Port City team have a victory because I know them both quite well, and they're both very well credentialed bowlers. But I think it's not very often you would see the Charlestown boys not go on with the job really. So credit to the Port City duo.
So you'd almost say that, 13 the difference, 2 to play. You'd almost say it's going to be a double digit or close to it deficit. They will go into the minuses.
Which really means, what a bowl.
So whoever wins this game does win.
And Gavin Kelly's just keeping that door ajar for himself and Paul at the moment. A great little trail shot there.
As you said, Soldiers Point, they've got a plus 26. They've got a massive margin.
So 8 shots and 3 ends gets them through. A 1-shot win's good enough for them. And given the state of play with the Charlestown Port City match, as it stands right now, a 1-shot win's good enough for Cheadle and Aitken as well.
They're on 0 at the moment, all square. So a 1-shot win would put them on +1.
Which would be enough.
But 2 wins.
Unless Charlestown dramatically close this deficit in the last 2, we already know they can't win the match. Unless they close that deficit, then a 1-shot win for either of the teams on the streamed rink is good enough.
And even then, they're only on 4, so they'd need to bring that. They'd need to score 9 in 2 ends. Dorso was running. Great bowl.
Wow.
Again.
It's 2 absolute bombs in a row here. He's not going to die wondering.
Dino.
You switched hands. The last thing you want to do would be wreck on one of your own bowls that's short. And I'll tell you what, the line looks good. And is the speed right?
No.
Well, that's
possibly 3.
I think that's a 3.
Chance to make it 4. 7 the difference.
He's back to 3 shots and 2 ends. Well, even if he doesn't draw this, 4 shots and 2 ends is a heck of a lot nicer than trying to chase 7 in the 4, 7 in 3. He's got good territory here too. It really only just needs to pull up.
I think we've only got 1 after this one.
Oh, was it 7 in 2? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty confident that's 4.
It's just tightened it up a little bit.
Yeah, that would be right after 15. So that's after 16. Where there's life, there's hope. I've got a 4. They only need 3 this and they've just picked up a 4 there.
Was 4?
I believe so.
Well, let's put the 4 on, and we'll correct it if we need to.
The head was up the other end of the green from where we're sitting, so I don't have the benefit of the side angle here. But based on what the cameras were showing, it certainly looked like 4 to me.
15-12 after 16 is the official score on Bowls Link now.
There we go. Strap yourselves in. Playing for a spot in the final 8 in the New South Wales State over 40 pairs.
Well, with 2 ends to go, leading by 7, you'd be quietly confident.
Yeah, I bet there'd be some nerves in the tummy right about now after dropping a 4 though. Not a bad start from Paul, but he has left a bit of room.
So the task.
And Jason Cheadle, was it any surprise? He's been doing it all game.
Well, that's 1 great bowl. You want 1 more on it?
Yeah.
And not next to that one?
No.
This is where even 8 inches to a foot short. And then the 3rd bowl is matching the one at the back.
And for Paul, he really probably needs to be finishing somewhere between Jack and his last bowl.
Unfortunately for him, he's not even drawn shot. So
Forced a change of hand for Jason. We'll see if he's as good as he was last end when he changed hands, where he drew a side, basically a side knocker.
Anywhere past Paul Russell's bowl is good.
Yeah.
Past the jack is excellent. Second shot, very good.
So they got the two they need. I think though, there's still definitely a chance for Paul. If he can get hold of that jack and drag it anywhere from a foot to 5 feet, quite frankly.
Well, if he doesn't trail the jack this bowl,
He's just got to fail on the right area, as we say, and he will do that.
well, will he stay up? Yes.
Yep. I don't think Jason will be drawing to the jack with this bowl.
Shouldn't be. Should be trying to match those two at the back.
Yeah. Well, I think we told a lie. Well,
He shouldn't have been. He should have been past the head.
Yeah.
Leaving it short, that's...
commentator's curse, we got him.
If he was trying to draw behind, he's just lost the concentration a little bit. Two very good bowls to open, but has just left that door open. The saving grace with that one is he's probably just a little bit in the eye on that hand.
Definitely, it sort of does change. It probably puts Gavin in a position where he probably, if he's going to play the forehand now, he's playing.
Almost got to run it in the ditch.
Bowl. He can't afford to try to mess around too much. Backhand, he can still play a bit of a swinging shot.
Really wants to grab that jack, run it through to the ditch, and definitely not hit his own bowls. He's playing the backhand to do it. Don't mind that.
Yeah, and he's playing.
Can he get
that
need
speed,
some
the
love?
not die wondering speed. Oh,
Worst possible result.
well, as they say, you don't have to be dead to be stiff. That's absolutely worst result there now.
That's just
And the
about
Bargo
killed it.
side has got a backwood. Finding 3 shots when you've only got 2 on the green with 2 to play is going to be pretty difficult. And to rub some salt in the wound, I think Dean, has he got the run on this? Well,
No, he's hit the short one.
he has left that
Well,
draw
I think
jar, but it's
forehand run. Get rid of the Jason Cheadle bowl,
then worry about that.
and then try and draw
next.
one with the last. Although a draw is not good enough for him.
No, they need the 4 really. I mean, he's got a piece of it.
Now he's 2 down.
I hate to say it, it's been the story of the game for the Soldiers Point duo.
Well, here's the thing. If Soldiers Point could make a 3 and
Well-
make a draw, that would be good enough for Nathan Dawson to get through.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. So,
If you're a Charlestown fan, you're willing an impossible bowl. Dean Aitken, well, he's,
and again,
if it's
now-
not 2, it's 3.
So now they've got the Southern Cross forming there around the jack.
Last bowl, got to make a 3.
Yeah.
Well,
So, yeah.
I can't see it.
We can put a line through Soldiers Point now at this point, but Bargo, they've got 1 foot into the quarter final. To be honest, I can't see how he can make 3 shots out of this. I don't see anywhere on the green where that's possible.
They've only got 2 on there.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm starting the obvious then. I believe even past buzz your players, not really any danger, but
One's 2 metres past and one's a metre short.
there you go.
No chance. It's shots to Bargo. I don't know how many, 1 or 2, doesn't matter.
looking, I don't think. Look, if I was the Bargo skip, I'd just say take 1, shake hands. Not going to matter. They'd be fully aware of the result next door.
I think it was 2. I'll pop 2 on anyway.
Yeah, congratulations to the Bargo duo. So yes, a little bit of bad luck throughout that game for the Soldiers Point team, but I think Bargo were definitely the more consistent side through the majority of that match. Jason Cheadle, outstanding leading.
Well, Corey, thanks for coming in. Great to have the insights from a person who's won state championships, played for the state, and even gets called a nice guy by plenty of people.
Oh,
Even
I don't know
Kent
about that.
Bryce has said you're a nice guy.
How many
Once.
red wines had he had at that point?
Oh, just as usual. But no, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure, Andrew. Really enjoyed the experience. I popped up. I'm only down the road from here. I popped up to support a couple of club mates, and yeah, to be honest, this is the best view on the house sitting here with the screens in front of you and right next to the green. So more than happy to jump in, give Jason a rest, and yeah.
And don't forget, you can join us again tomorrow. We're scheduled for 8:45. We ran a little bit late getting them out this morning, so we'll be between quarter 2 and 9 o'clock in the morning, back on deck with the quarterfinals. Keep a look on Bowls Link to see who it is. Watch our socials tonight for more announcements. But until tomorrow, it's goodbye for now. Thanks for joining us.